guys, welcome back. So today, actually this week, I'm just going to take you along with me as I do just some random stuff around the house. Right now, I am packaging or bagging up this coffee that we got for Christmas. We usually use our Keurig, our Keurig that's right back here, but we got some coffee grounds for Christmas, and they smell delicious. This one is French roast, and then the other one that I just bagged up is creme brulee. And I had put them in these jars with like a this is actually for like fermenting. It come out of my fermenting kit, but I put them in here, and they've been sitting under our cabinet since Christmas. We thought that we would use them because we do have this thing. I know a lot of people probably have, or some people probably have this, but it like, you can put your own coffee in it, and then it just pops right in there. But we buy the thing from Costco, and we just, the big box, and we just haven't been using this coffee. And I'm pretty sure my mom drinks or does loose coffee, so I'm bagging these up and I'm going to take them to her. But that's the kind of things that I'm doing around the house. I had another big container of it, and I dumped it in a bag, and I looked up on Google just like what you could do with coffee grounds, because I don't want to just throw them away. I could put them in the compost, but I didn't really want to do that either. I would have if I couldn't have found anything else, but I think I'm going to sprinkle it around my blueberry bushes, I think is what I'm going to do. I think we have like 12 or something like that. But anyway, so I'm just kind of taking you around with me and just doing some of the things that I need to do. This is where that coffee came from. We usually dump all of our coffee in here, and then our Ninja stays in here, and that is our waffle maker, and those jars were back here. And then this is just like some extra pieces to the Keurig and to the Ninja, and then extra tea, and then my protein powder. But I wanted to make some extra room back there, so that's where I got those couple of jars of coffee from. And so I've got that cleared out. Also, in the last video that I put out, we made apple pie filling and applesauce, so that's in here. I would love for this whole shelf to be filled with just all home canned stuff, but that's just a dream right now anyway. But we may add some apple butter to that today. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to take you around, and we're just going to kind of do around, get some small projects around the house done. So let's find something to get into. We cut the bags, like the little thing to give so we knew what we were putting in the little jars. But since I'm going to give them to Mom, I'm just peeling them off and sticking them on this bag, and then just dumping it in there. And then I'll wash these jars up, and we'll have some extra jars. We'll have our fermenting lids back. We may, sorry, you're going to be looking at my ceiling with my unfinished painting, whatever. We may make some apple cider vinegar today. I actually have some that I made, but it's a very little bit. It's almost gone. I made it and then I just poured it in here, but it's very, very light. But it does have a mother in there somewhere. But that's all I've got left, and I use it quite a bit, I feel like. So I'm going to, that may be our next thing that we get into. I have some laundry that I need to fold and stuff, but that can wait because this sounds a lot more fun. But with all of those apples that we processed a couple of days ago and made the apple pie filling and applesauce, saw a hair floating around. We have a bunch of scraps, and if you watched that video, you saw where me and my daughter, we stuffed, I think, a 1 gallon size bag, and we like overstuffed it, and then we had like a half a bag. So that would be perfect to make some apple cider in here. My husband picked this up from Big Lots, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how much it was, but it's the Anchor, and that's the size that I'm going to use. The last time that I made apple cider vinegar, I used this because I could just kind of let some air out and kind of let air flow. I'm going to use this. I'm just not going to put the lid on as tight, and then I'll just be able to kind of shake it up a little bit. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. So let's get this cleaned up, and then we'll start on some apple cider vinegar. So it says to fill our jar halfway with apples. It actually suggested, the recipe that I was using, or the instructions I was using, said to use fresh apples if you can, but it was okay to use frozen, but to add some fresh into it, or to let these thaw. So I have a couple of apples left. I may go ahead and peel a couple of those so that I can throw the fresh ones in here, and I'll just peel the ones that I'm going to use for the apple butter. So let's go ahead and get started with this, and then I'll put those in later if I feel like it needs it. So I had that bag, and then this bag is like pressed full, so we're probably not even going to need all of this. That's pretty good. It says halfway, but these are frozen, so I don't know. We're just gonna go with that. And then that leaves me all of this to be able to start another batch once this is done, or I can start several smaller batches, but for now I'm just gonna go with this. Try to flatten these out, that way they, next time I get them out, they'll probably thaw a little faster if they're flatter. So, yeah. And I also have apple cores, which I don't even really know what to do with that. So I may try to find something else to do with all of it. Okay, the next step is adding lukewarm water. This is 128 ounces, and so that's 16 cups, I think I looked up. And so I'm gonna start filling it up. And I just want to basically come to the top of here, and I'm gonna count how many cups of water that is, because it says to add 1 tablespoon of sugar per 1 cup of water. So I need to know exactly how much water I put inside of here. And this is a 4-cup measure, so we're going to be adding 4 cups at a time. Of course, you can't use this to can with, but that's fine. We use apple cider vinegar in a lot of different things, so we will definitely use this. That's 8. And 12. Let's see where that gets us. I don't see another 4 cups fitting in there, but whatever. Okay, so that is, it says to fill the jar up, but I don't want, let's go with 2 more cups and see what happens. So that was 12, so this will be 14. That's 13. That's almost 14. So we're just gonna go with 14 cups of water. So there's the jar. I've got it filled to the top. And they're starting to float. Actually, she also said to put in some apple cider vinegar that was already done. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this in there as well, and then we're gonna add the sugar. Okay, and then we need, that's probably, I don't know what I'm doing. We may have to split this up. I'm really not sure, but we're gonna go ahead and add our sugar, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. So what I ended up doing was taking out 2 cups of liquid because I didn't want to overflow the jar. So I've got 12 cups of liquid in here, and then I just did 12 tablespoons of sugar. And now I'm going to grab a spatula or whatever and just kind of mix it around. And this jar, I've got a fermenting lid, but this jar is too big for that. And so I'm just going to have to, like I said earlier, just pick the jar up and just kind of give it a shake every couple of days to make sure that no mold or anything is growing on the top. And to just keep the apple pieces kind of submerged in there. And since I've took out 2 cups of liquid, I'm going to just get a splash more of apple cider vinegar that's already done. And then I'm going to take a towel and I'm going to put it over the top. I think I may double it, yeah. And then just pop a rubber band around it. That way it can breathe. And then I'm just going to sit this somewhere to ferment for, I think it said 2 to 4 weeks. I'll have to double check, but I can just kind of take the top off of here, stir it around a little bit, or just kind of shake it up a little bit, which would be hard to do with this on it. So I'll probably just end up taking the top off or the cloth off. I see a gnat already. That's probably up here because of the plants. I sprayed them earlier with some homemade insect repellent, and so he probably doesn't know where to go now. Anyway, I'm gonna sit this off to the side and just let it do its thing. And I will try to remember in a future video to share what it looks like, tastes like, all that good stuff. I have the ball canning or home preserving book or whatever, and we're gonna do this sweet apple cider butter. But it says at the bottom if you want to do traditional apple butter, to do there's a couple of changes, and I think that is what we're gonna do, because in the sweet apple cider butter, obviously you add sweet apple cider, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna add water, which is one of the variations. So anyway, the first thing it says is 6 pounds of apples, which I've kind of calculated that into being about 18 apples. And so we're gonna get those cored and peeled and chopped up. And then, let's see, it says in a large stainless steel saucepan to combine the apples and apple cider, which for us will be water, and then bring that to a boil. So that's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna get these peeled and chopped and all that stuff, and then I'm gonna grab a saucepan to cook them in. I'm having to use this huge saucepan or canner because I don't have one kind of in between sizes. The next one down that I have is too small. So we need 3 cups of water, and then we're gonna start coring and peeling these. And it snapped, the very first one. Oh, frustrating. Alright. But I'm gonna go ahead, yeah, you can pour it in. I'm gonna go ahead and get a cutting board down and a knife so that we can finish peeling and cutting this. So we want to be very productive and we want to use our time wisely. So this has about 28 minutes and it's just kind of simmering away in there. We're supposed to stir it occasionally as it cooks. We've got all of our apple cores, which Noah is about to close if she can and put back in the freezer. And then I'm going to take a few of these and top off our apple cider vinegar that we made earlier. And while we're waiting for this to cook down, we're going to get us some lunch. And I meant to mention this earlier. Everyone's doing the pantry challenge from Three Rivers Homestead. And I wanted to do that. But right before the challenge started, what am I looking for? Yeah. Right before that challenge started, this is kind of hard to do. I had to go grocery shopping because we were like literally out of everything. And so I feel like it's not quite fair to call it a pantry challenge. Put it at the bottom. Considering I had to like basically go and restock my whole refrigerator. So what I'm doing, I'm kind of participating, is I did have to go and fill up everything, which it doesn't look like it right now. We need fresh vegetables, which I will still go get. But I'm going to use up the things that we've had that, let me switch down. I'm going to use up the things that we've had for a while, which is basically what the pantry challenge is for most people. And then like a lot of people are using like their home canned items and stuff, and I really don't have a whole lot of those, but I still need to use up some of the stuff in our pantry that we just don't grab when we're hungry. And so like the other day, I was going through our cabinet and I saw some cereal. There was like some cornflakes and then like some chocolate Rice Crisp cereals. It's not the name brand, it was like the Mom's Choice or something like that. But anyway, from Kroger. But we had that and then like some a half a bag of regular marshmallows and a half a bag of like vegan marshmallows. And so I just combined that with some honey and the marshmallows and butter, vegan butter, and made some of these, and the kids have been snacking on these. So that is the kind of thing that I'm going to be trying to do. Even though I did have to go to the grocery store because, like I said, we were out of everything because we're not really far into our preserving journey, I guess you could say. And I want to focus on eating leftovers. Like a lot of the times I plan on eating leftovers and then the next day you don't really want them sometimes. But it doesn't matter what I want. I need to use that up, save money. So we had rice and broccoli the other day. We had rice and broccoli the other day, and so I'm gonna go ahead and probably fry that up like with some maybe if I can find some extra vegetables in the refrigerator and some soy sauce, and just kind of make myself like a little stir fry. We are to the point of ladling our apple butter into our jars. I'm hoping to get about 8 of these. I may get more, I don't know, but this is just kind of what they look like. I'm going to debubble them and then I'm going to process them in here for 10 minutes, and I will try to show you what that looks like. I probably got like applesauce and junk all over me. It was like splashing everywhere. I almost burned it. Crazy things were happening. But anyway, so pretty much I'm just going to ladle this in there and then do that, and we're going to be done. And I'm probably going to end it here, but I will show you what they look like once they're all done. I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I did, but I looked up what to do with like coffee that you're not using, and I saw that blueberries like coffee, and so I'm going to just take this and just sprinkle it around each of our blueberry bushes. Or actually, I'm probably gonna let my daughter do it. Just a little bit around each one. I don't know what I'm doing. I
think that's good.
Yeah, just keep doing it until you run out. I think we have like 12 or 14, and we may have planted them too close. It's kind of hard to see them. You can see these two here. These are our oldest ones. We actually had them planted way over there, way over there past that little building by our pond. And we bought more, and so we wanted these blueberries too to be with the rest of them, so we kind of pulled them up, or not kind of, we did pull them up and planted them here. And so they are in the ground, and then they've got mulch. No, there's several. They've got mulch and then hay on top, which right here needs a little bit more hay, but hopefully they will survive. I think that they look okay. I'm not really sure what blueberries are supposed to look like. Just keep going until it's gone, because that coffee was just some we didn't need. But we've got plenty of hay bales, so we need to finish covering these, because it is kind of cold, which we've already been through a frost, so if they're gonna die, they're already dead. But yeah, so that's where I'm going to end this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.